God is saying, you cannot skip this. This message is our last hope to save you. Something unexpected and very dangerous will happen if you skip this. You feel it right now, deep inside your spirit. A pull you cannot explain and a weight you cannot ignore. Because this is not random, and this is not ordinary. I am speaking to you because something is forming around your life that you cannot yet see. And if you turn away now, you will miss the protection I am trying to place over you. Do not scroll past this moment. Do not silence this voice, because what you are about to understand will change the direction of your life in a way you never expected. I am not trying to frighten you. I am trying to save you. And this is your warning before something breaks through that you are not prepared to face alone. Type Amen if you believe. I am telling you clearly, there is a hidden danger that is moving quietly toward your life, and it does not announce itself loudly. It comes in small decisions, in moments of distraction, in the times you think nothing important is happening. That is why you must stay with me right now, because skipping this will not just mean missing words, it will mean missing the shield I am placing over you. I have seen what is ahead, and I am giving you this moment as a turning point, a chance to step out of harm and into safety. Listen carefully, because this is not just about fear, it is about awareness. The danger is unexpected, and that is what makes it powerful, because you are not watching for it. It can come through a person, a choice, or even a place you feel comfortable in, and that is why I am calling your attention right now. I need you to slow down and recognize that this is a moment where your attention can protect you. Before you continue, take 1 second and show your faith by pressing like on this video, because your agreement in this moment opens your heart to receive the protection I am placing over you. You may not understand why this feels so urgent, but I do, and I see what is coming before it reaches you. I am not distant from your life. I am involved in every detail, and I know the exact moment where things can shift. This is one of those moments, and your response matters more than you realize. If you stay with me, you will walk away with clarity, with protection, and with a sense of direction that will guide you through what is ahead. There is something you have been ignoring lately, a feeling you pushed aside, a thought you dismissed, or a warning you did not take seriously. That is not a coincidence. That is where this danger is connected. I have been trying to get your attention through those small signals, but now I am speaking directly because time is becoming critical. You cannot afford to keep ignoring what your spirit is trying to tell you. I am not here to condemn you. I am here to guide you back into alignment. You are not in trouble because you failed. You are at risk because you are unaware. Once you become aware, everything begins to change, and that is why this moment matters so much. Awareness is your protection, and I am giving it to you right now. Think about the places you have been going, the people you have been trusting, and the decisions you have been making without deep thought. Something in that pattern is not safe for you, and if you continue without correction, it will lead you into a situation you cannot easily escape. I do not want you to learn this the hard way. That is why I am speaking now, before it happens. You are not alone in this, even if it feels like it sometimes. I have been watching over you, even in moments when you felt forgotten or disconnected. This is proof that I am still present, still guiding, and still protecting you. But you must meet me halfway by listening and by taking this seriously. Type 777 to receive blessings. There is a shift happening in your life right now, and it is bigger than you think. It is not just about avoiding danger. It is about stepping into a new level of awareness and protection. This is where your life begins to change, not through fear, but through understanding and alignment. You are being moved into a place where you will no longer walk blindly into situations that harm you. I need you to trust this moment, even if it feels intense. The urgency you feel is not pressure, it is protection. It is me pulling you away from something before it reaches you. You may not see the full picture yet, but that does not mean it is not real. There is something very specific I need you to understand now, because this is where many people fail. The danger is not always something dramatic or obvious. It often hides behind comfort and routine. It shows up in familiar faces, repeated habits, and choices that seem harmless in the moment. That is why it is so important that you stay attentive, because what feels safe is not always safe for your future. Type yes to affirm. You may begin to notice a shift in how you feel about certain people or situations. Where there was once ease, there may now be discomfort, and where there was once excitement, there may now be hesitation. That is not confusion, that is clarity growing inside you. I am removing the blindfold slowly, so you can see what was always there but hidden from your understanding. Why is this 7-second CIA ritual spreading everywhere so fast? New CIA leaks have revealed a powerful brain ritual that triggers instant wealth flow. This 7-second technique, validated by 4 neuroscience labs, is rapidly changing lives. From crushing debt to dream vacations, this could be your shortcut to abundance. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. Do not ignore that feeling, even if it does not make sense yet. Your mind may try to explain it away, but your spirit knows what your mind cannot yet process. I speak through that quiet inner voice, through that sudden pause, through that sense that something is not right. If you learn to trust that, you will avoid what was meant to harm you. There is also a pattern in your life that needs to be broken. It is something you have repeated without realizing its impact. It may be the way you respond to pressure, the way you trust too quickly, or the way you ignore small warnings. That pattern is connected to the danger I spoke about, and if it continues, it will lead you directly into it. I am not showing you this to overwhelm you. I am showing you this so you can change it. You are not trapped in your patterns. You are capable of stepping out of them the moment you become aware. That is why this moment matters so much, because you are seeing clearly now. What you do with this clarity will shape what happens next. There is also someone around you whose intentions are not aligned with your well-being. This person may not appear harmful on the surface, but there is something about their influence that pulls you away from what is right for you. Pay attention to how you feel after interacting with them, because that feeling is a signal. I am showing you who to be cautious with, not to isolate you, but to protect you. At the same time, I want you to understand that you are not being left alone to handle this. I am placing a covering over your life, a protection that will guide your steps even when you do not fully understand what is happening. But you must stay connected to me, because that connection is what keeps you aligned with safety. There will be a moment very soon where you will have to make a decision. It may seem small, it may seem insignificant, but it will carry more weight than you realize. That decision will either move you closer to safety or closer to the danger I warned you about. This is why you must stay aware, because in that moment, your awareness will guide you. Type 222 if you trust God. Do not rush your decisions in the coming days. Slow down, think deeply, and listen to what you feel inside before you act. Rushing is one of the ways people walk into situations they later regret. I want you to move with intention, not reaction. You are also being called to create some distance in certain areas of your life. This is not about cutting everything off suddenly, but about stepping back enough to see clearly. When you create space, you allow clarity to grow, and when clarity grows, confusion begins to fade. This is part of how you protect yourself. There is something else you need to know, and it may be difficult to accept at first. Not everything that comes into your life is meant to stay. Some things are temporary, and holding on to them too tightly can lead you into harm. I need you to release what does not feel right, even if it is familiar. You are stronger than you think, and you are more guided than you realize. The fact that you are hearing this now means you are already being protected. Many people walk into danger without ever receiving a warning, but you are being given one. That alone shows how much you are cared for. As you move forward, you will begin to notice doors closing and others opening. Do not fight the doors that close, because they are closing for your safety. And do not fear the doors that open, because they are opening to lead you into something better. Trust the process, even when it feels uncertain. This is not about living in fear, it is about walking in awareness. When you are aware, you are not easily shaken, and you are not easily misled. You begin to move with purpose, with clarity, and with confidence in your direction. That is where I am leading you. This is not confusion, this is awakening, and it is happening because I am opening your eyes before something reaches you. What you are feeling right now is not random, it is the result of protection moving ahead of you. There is a moment approaching, and it will not look dramatic or obvious at first. It will feel like an ordinary situation, something you have experienced before, but there will be a subtle difference that only your spirit will notice. That difference is your signal, and if you ignore it, you will step into something that brings difficulty into your life. I am preparing you now so that when that moment arrives, you will recognize it without hesitation. Type 1111 if you walk by faith. I need you to understand that the danger I am speaking about is not just external, it is also internal. It connects to your reactions, your impulses, and the way you handle certain situations. If you respond in the same way you always have, you will repeat the same outcome, and that outcome is what I am trying to protect you from. This is why awareness alone is not enough. You must also choose differently when the moment comes. There is something you have been tempted to return to, something that feels familiar even though it has caused you pain before. That pull is not coming from a place of peace, it is coming from a place that wants to keep you in cycles. If you follow that pull, you will walk back into something that I already helped you escape. I am asking you now to resist it, even if it feels strong, because your future depends on that decision. Could the CIA really be hiding a 7-second ritual that turns money struggles into fortune? A covert CIA finding exposes a strange 7-second ritual that activates money-attracting brainwaves on autopilot. Supported by science and 4 elite labs, this home ritual is turning struggling people into dream lifestyle owners. But this page may disappear soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted from the internet forever. You may also notice that certain distractions are increasing around you. Things that take your focus away. Things that keep your mind busy but empty. Things that pull you away from stillness. This is not by accident, because distraction is one of the easiest ways to keep you unaware. If your attention is scattered, you will miss the warning signs that are right in front of you. I am calling you into stillness, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. In stillness, you hear clearly, and in clarity, you move safely. When you slow down, you begin to notice the small details that guide your steps. This is how you avoid what is hidden, by becoming present enough to see it. There is also a truth you need to accept, and it may not be easy. Some of the things you trusted were not meant to carry you into your future. They were temporary, and now they are becoming obstacles. Holding on to them will not protect you, it will hold you back. You are being redirected, not punished. The closing of certain paths is not loss, it is protection. I am removing what does not serve you so that you do not walk into harm. You may feel resistance to this, but I need you to trust that I see what you cannot see. Type 555 to claim change. As you move forward, you will begin to feel a stronger sense of discernment. You will know when something is right and when something is wrong without needing proof. That knowing is not something you created, it is something I placed inside you. It has always been there, but now it is becoming louder because you are listening. There will also be moments where you feel alone in your decisions. Others may not understand why you are stepping back or choosing differently. Do not let that shake you, because not everyone can see what you are being shown. You are being guided in a way that is specific to your life. I want you to remember that you are not fragile in this situation. You are not walking toward danger without defense. You are being equipped with awareness, with clarity, and with guidance that will keep you safe if you follow it. Fear is not your portion, but wisdom must be. There is a timing to everything, and right now, you are in a moment where timing matters more than ever. Acting too soon or too late can lead you into difficulty, but acting with awareness will lead you into safety. This is why I am slowing you down, so you do not move blindly. You are also being protected from something you do not even know exists yet. That is how deep my care for you goes. I do not wait for danger to reach you before I act. I move ahead of it. This is one of those moments where I am moving ahead, and you are being called to follow. Do not doubt this just because you cannot see everything clearly. Faith is not about seeing the full picture. It is about trusting the direction you are being led in. If you stay connected, you will not miss what you need to see. Something is about to reveal itself, and when it does, everything I have been telling you will make sense. You will recognize the pattern, the person, or the situation immediately. That recognition will give you the power to step away before it affects you. There is a situation forming that will test your awareness in a very subtle way. It will not come with loud warning signs, but it will carry a quiet pressure that tries to push you into acting quickly. That pressure is not from me, because I do not rush you into confusion. I lead you with peace, and anything that tries to force you without clarity is something you must pause and examine carefully. Type 888 to receive clarity. I want you to pay close attention to how you feel when you are under pressure. There is a difference between urgency that brings clarity and urgency that creates confusion. The kind of urgency that leads to danger will make you feel rushed, unsettled, and uncertain, and it will try to push you before you have time to think. That is the moment you must slow down, because slowing down will break the hold of that pressure. There is also something important about your surroundings that you need to notice. Not every environment is meant for you in this season of your life. Some places carry energy that distracts you, pulls you off your path, and makes it harder for you to hear my voice. If you continue to stay in those environments, your awareness will become dull, and that is when mistakes begin to happen. You are being called to choose your environment more carefully. This does not mean isolating yourself, but it does mean being intentional about where you place your time and energy. When you are in the right environment, you will feel peace, clarity, and direction. When you are in the wrong one, you will feel restless, distracted, and disconnected. There is also a decision connected to your future that is approaching. It may look like an opportunity, something that seems beneficial on the surface, but not every opportunity is meant for you, and some of them carry hidden consequences. I need you to look beyond what is visible and pay attention to what you feel inside. The danger I warned you about is closely tied to this decision. If you accept something without discernment, you may step into a situation that becomes difficult to undo. But if you take your time, if you listen carefully, and if you trust what you feel, you will avoid it completely. This is how you protect yourself, not by fear, but by wisdom. Type 333 if you trust the process. Could a hidden CIA discovery explain why so many are suddenly living in luxury? Secret CIA research has now come to light, revealing a brain-hacking ritual that draws in wealth like magic. It only takes 7 seconds, you can do it at home, and it's supported by 4 neuroscience labs. People are ditching debt and living in luxury right now. But this information won't stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted. You may also begin to feel a sense of separation from certain people or habits. This is not happening to hurt you, it is happening to protect you. When something is no longer aligned with your path, it begins to feel uncomfortable, even if it once felt right. That discomfort is a signal, not a problem. Do not try to force yourself to stay in what no longer feels right. When you do that, you move against the guidance I am giving you. Instead, allow yourself to step away gently, without anger, without fear, and without guilt. Trust that what is leaving your life is making space for something better. I also want you to understand that you are not losing control. Even if things feel uncertain, you are actually gaining control through awareness and clarity. What feels like instability is actually a shift into a stronger position. You are being moved into a place where you will no longer be easily influenced or misled. There is a strength growing inside you that you may not fully recognize yet. It is the strength to pause when others rush, to step back when others push forward, and to listen when others ignore. That strength is what will keep you safe in the moment that is coming. You are also being reminded that you do not have to face anything alone. Even when you feel uncertain, I am with you, guiding you quietly, showing you what to notice and what to avoid. You are not expected to figure everything out by yourself. As the moment approaches, you will begin to see clearer signs. Things that were once hidden will start to reveal themselves in small ways. Pay attention to those details, because they are the final pieces that will help you understand exactly what is happening. This is not a time to go back to old patterns. This is a time to move forward with what you have learned. If you stay aware, if you trust what you feel, and if you follow the guidance you are receiving, you will move through this safely. The danger I warned you about does not have power over you anymore, but it still exists, and you must respond correctly when it appears. I am guiding you so that when the moment comes, you will not hesitate or doubt yourself. There will be a point where something feels almost right, but not completely right. It will look good on the outside. It may even seem like something you have been waiting for, but inside you will feel a quiet resistance. That resistance is not fear, it is discernment, and it is one of the most important signals you will receive. If you ignore that feeling, you will step into something that brings confusion and difficulty into your life. Type 999 if you are ready. I need you to understand how important it is to trust that inner resistance. Many people talk themselves out of it, convincing themselves that they are overthinking or being too cautious. But that is exactly how they walk into situations they later regret. You are not being called to ignore your instincts. You are being called to follow them with confidence. There is also something about timing that you must pay attention to. What is meant for you will not require you to act in panic or pressure. It will come with a sense of peace, even if it feels new or unfamiliar. Anything that tries to rush you, confuse you, or make you feel like you will miss out if you do not act immediately is not aligned with your protection. You are being trained in this moment to respond differently than you have in the past. Where you once rushed, you will now pause. Where you once ignored your feelings, you will now listen. Where you once followed what looked good, you will now follow what feels right. This shift is what will keep you safe. There is also a hidden layer to what is coming, and it involves influence. Someone or something will try to convince you to move in a certain direction. The words may sound convincing, and the reasoning may seem logical, but there will be a subtle feeling inside you that something is off. That is your signal to step back and not be easily persuaded. Type 444 to stay protected. You do not need to argue. You do not need to explain. And you do not need to prove anything to anyone. Sometimes the strongest response is quiet distance. When you step back without reacting, you remove yourself from the influence that could lead you into harm. This is not weakness, it is wisdom. There is also something you need to release in your thinking. The need to please everyone, the need to be accepted, or the need to avoid disappointing others can lead you into decisions that are not right for you. You must understand that your safety and your alignment matter more than anyone else's expectations. You are being positioned to make a choice that honors your peace, even if it does not make sense to others. This is part of your growth, and it is part of your protection. When you choose peace over pressure, you are choosing the path that leads you away from danger. You may also notice that certain truths are becoming undeniable. Things you once questioned are now becoming clear, and things you once ignored are now impossible to overlook. This is not coincidence. This is clarity being revealed to you at the right time. Do not go back to doubting what you now see clearly. Once something is revealed, it cannot be unseen, and trying to ignore it will only create confusion. Accept what is being shown to you, even if it is uncomfortable, because it is guiding you towards safety. What's really behind the 7-second brain technique that's making headlines and new millionaires? A stunning CIA leak has just revealed a 7-second brain ritual that's helping normal people wipe out debt and attract serious wealth. With proof from 4 neuroscience labs, this at-home method is turning financial stress into dream living. Homes, cars, vacations, it's all happening. But the government could take this down at any time. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You are also being reminded that you are not powerless in this situation. You have the ability to choose, to pause, and to walk away. You are not trapped, and you are not being forced into anything. The moment you recognize what is happening, you have the power to respond differently. As the moment approaches, everything will begin to align in a way that makes the situation clear. You will see the signs, you will feel the signals, and you will know what to do. Trust that knowing, because it is coming from a place of protection. There will be a moment when everything becomes clear, and it will happen quickly. It may be a conversation, an offer, or a situation that unfolds in front of you. In that moment, you will feel 2 opposing forces. One pulling you forward with urgency, and one holding you back with quiet caution. That quiet caution is my voice guiding you, and you must listen to it without hesitation. Type 666 if you choose wisdom. Do not let the urgency pull you into a quick decision. Urgency without peace is not from me, and anything that demands immediate action without clarity carries risk. You have been taught to pause, to observe, and to listen, and now is the time to apply that. When you slow down, you weaken the pressure that is trying to influence you. There is also something important about your emotions in that moment. You may feel excitement, fear, or even a sense of obligation, but not all emotions are trustworthy guides. Emotions can be influenced by what is happening around you, but your inner knowing remains steady. That is why I need you to separate what you feel emotionally from what you sense deeply within. You are being asked to respond from clarity, not from emotion. When you respond from clarity, you see beyond the surface and into the truth of the situation. That truth will guide you away from what is harmful and toward what is safe. This is the difference between reacting and responding. There is also a voice from your past that may try to speak in that moment. It may remind you of how you used to respond, how you used to trust, or how you used to ignore your instincts. That voice is not your future, it is your past, and you do not have to follow it anymore. You have grown beyond that version of yourself. Type 111 to affirm new direction. You are not being tested to fail, you are being given an opportunity to choose differently. This is a moment where your growth becomes real, where what you have learned becomes action. If you choose awareness, if you choose patience, and if you choose to trust what you feel inside, you will step away from danger completely. There is also something you need to remember about your worth. You do not need to accept anything that feels wrong just to prove something to others or to yourself. You are already enough, and your value does not depend on any situation or decision. When you know your worth, you are less likely to accept what is not meant for you. You may also notice that once you step back, the situation begins to reveal its true nature. What looked good at first may begin to show flaws, and what seemed harmless may begin to show risk. This is not coincidence. This is confirmation that you made the right choice. Do not second-guess yourself after you step away. Doubt can try to pull you back into what you already avoided, but you must stand firm in your decision. Trust that you were guided correctly, even if you do not see the full outcome immediately. There is also a release that will happen after this moment. Once you avoid what was meant to harm you, you will feel a sense of relief and clarity. That feeling is a sign that you are aligned with your path. It is the result of choosing awareness over impulse. You are being protected in ways you cannot fully see, and this moment is one of those ways. I am not just warning you, I am actively guiding you through it. You are not alone in your decision, and you are not unsupported in your actions. As you move forward, you will begin to notice that your confidence grows. Not the kind of confidence that is loud or forced, but the kind that is steady and quiet. It comes from knowing that you can trust yourself, that you can recognize what is right, and that you can walk away from what is wrong. There is a quiet shift happening within you right now, and it is not temporary. It is a strengthening of your spirit, a sharpening of your awareness, and a deepening of your connection with me. This is what happens when you respond correctly in a critical moment. You do not just avoid danger, you become wiser, stronger, and more prepared for what comes next. Type 1212 if you trust in Jesus. I want you to take a moment and recognize how far you have come already. Not long ago, you might have ignored the signals, rushed into the situation, or followed what looked right on the surface. But now, you have stepped back, you have observed, and you have chosen differently. That is growth, and it is something you should not overlook. There is also something you need to understand about what you avoided. The danger was not just a single moment, it was something that could have created a chain of events in your life. One decision could have led to another, and before you knew it, you would have been dealing with consequences that were difficult to escape. By stepping away, you did not just avoid one situation, you avoided everything that would have followed. Is it finally time to try the same CIA secret ritual that's changing lives in seconds? This newly leaked CIA-backed study reveals a 7-second money ritual transforming lives overnight. Scientifically validated by 4 neuroscience labs, it rewires your mind to attract money like a magnet. People once broke are now enjoying luxury homes, new cars, and exotic travel. But this secret won't be online much longer. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently removed. You are being protected not only in the present, but also in your future. I see what could have been, and I am guiding you toward what should be. This is how I work in your life, not just reacting to what happens, but shaping what happens before it even begins. You are under a covering that you may not fully understand, but it is real and active. Type 1010 to claim miracles. Now that you have stepped away from what was not meant for you, something new is beginning to open. This is not a coincidence, and it is not random timing. When one path closes for your protection, another begins to open for your growth. This new path carries peace, clarity, and a sense of direction that you have been searching for. You may start to feel lighter, as if something has been lifted from you. That feeling is not just emotional, it is spiritual. It is the result of removing yourself from something that was not aligned with your life. When you are aligned, everything begins to feel different, even the way you think and the way you move. There is also a new level of confidence that will begin to grow inside you. It is not loud or boastful, but it is steady and calm. It comes from knowing that you can trust yourself, that you can recognize what is right, and that you can walk away from what is wrong. That kind of confidence will guide you in ways that fear never could. You are also being prepared for something greater, something that requires this level of awareness. What is coming into your life next will need you to be clear, focused, and grounded. If you had not gone through this moment, you would not have been ready for what is ahead. This was not just about protection, it was about preparation. There will be opportunities that come your way, and they will feel different from what you experienced before. They will not come with pressure or confusion, but with peace and clarity. You will not feel rushed or uncertain, but calm and confident. That is how you will know they are meant for you. Do not compare what is coming to what you avoided. They are not the same, and they will not feel the same. What you avoided carried hidden danger, but what is coming carries open blessing. You will be able to feel the difference clearly if you stay connected to your awareness. There is also something important about your mindset moving forward. Do not carry fear from what you avoided into what is ahead. You are not meant to walk in fear, but in wisdom. Fear will make you hesitant and doubtful, but wisdom will make you aware and confident. You are not being called to be afraid of every situation. You are being called to be aware in every situation. Awareness allows you to move freely without being misled. It gives you the ability to enjoy what is right while avoiding what is wrong. As you continue forward, you will notice that your decisions become easier. What once felt confusing will now feel clear. What once required overthinking will now come naturally. This is the result of alignment, and it is something that will continue to grow in your life. Stay with me, because there is still more I want to show you. What comes next will help you understand how to maintain this awareness, how to stay protected, and how to walk confidently into the life that is opening before you. What you are stepping into now is a new way of living, one where you are no longer easily shaken or misled by what appears on the surface. You have crossed through a moment that could have changed your life in a painful way, but instead it has strengthened you. This is how I shape you, not by removing every challenge, but by guiding you through them in a way that builds your awareness. What you avoided was real, but what you gained is even more powerful. There is something you must hold on to as you move forward, and that is the ability to remain aware even when things feel calm. Many people become alert during difficult moments, but they relax too much when everything seems peaceful. That is when they miss the subtle signals that protect them. I want you to carry this awareness with you, not as fear, but as wisdom that stays with you in every situation. Type 1313 to stay alert. You will begin to notice that your sensitivity to what is right and wrong becomes sharper. Things that once felt neutral will now feel clearly aligned or clearly off. This is not something to ignore, it is something to trust. The more you trust it, the stronger it becomes, and the more it will guide you. There will also be moments when you are tempted to go back to what is familiar, even if it is not right for you. Familiarity can feel comfortable, but it is not always safe. You must remember what you have learned and not allow comfort to pull you back into situations that do not serve you. Growth requires you to move forward, even when the past tries to call you back. You are also entering a phase where your decisions will begin to shape your future more clearly. Each choice you make will either align you with your purpose or pull you away from it. This is not meant to pressure you, but to make you aware of how powerful your choices are. When you choose with awareness, you create a path that leads to peace and stability. Type 1414 if you choose peace. There is something beautiful about the way you are changing, even if you do not fully see it yet. You are becoming someone who does not act out of impulse, someone who listens before moving, and someone who trusts what they feel inside. This transformation is not temporary, it is becoming a part of who you are. Why is the government working so hard to bury this 7-second brain ritual? A stunning CIA leak has just exposed a 7-second brain ritual, now allowing regular people to clear debt and invite unstoppable wealth. Supported by 4 neuroscience labs, this easy at-home method is transforming financial struggles into dream lifestyles. New homes, vehicles, vacations, it's all becoming possible. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You may also notice that your relationships begin to shift. Some people will feel closer to you, while others may begin to feel distant. This is a natural result of your growth, because not everyone will align with the path you are on. Do not hold on to relationships that no longer feel right, because doing so can pull you back into confusion. You are being guided toward connections that support your growth, your peace, and your direction. These connections will not drain you or confuse you. They will strengthen you and bring clarity into your life. When you encounter them, you will feel a sense of ease that is different from anything you experienced before. There is also a deeper level of trust that is being built between you and me. Each time you listen, each time you respond with awareness, and each time you choose what is right, that trust grows stronger. This connection is what will guide you through every situation you face in the future. You are not being left to figure things out on your own. I am with you in every step, even in moments when you feel uncertain. The more you acknowledge that presence, the more clearly you will be able to hear my guidance. This is not something distant, it is something that is always with you. As you continue forward, you will notice that situations that once confused you no longer have the same effect. You will see through them quickly, and you will know how to respond without hesitation. This is the result of the awareness you have developed. Do not underestimate what you have gained from this moment. It is not just a lesson, it is a shift in how you live your life. You are no longer walking blindly, you are walking with clarity and purpose. That is something that will continue to guide you long after this moment passes. But you are no longer moving like that, because you have learned to pause, to listen, and to recognize what is right and what is not. This is how I begin to shape a stronger path for you, one that is not controlled by confusion or impulse. There is something I need you to protect carefully from this moment forward, and that is your clarity. Clarity is what kept you safe, and it is what will continue to guide you in everything that comes next. If you lose your clarity, you become vulnerable again, but if you guard it, you remain steady no matter what comes your way. This is why you must be mindful of what you allow into your mind and your heart. Type 1515 if you choose clarity. You will begin to notice that not everything deserves your attention anymore. There are conversations, distractions, and influences that do nothing but cloud your thinking and pull you away from your focus. These things may seem harmless, but over time, they weaken your awareness and make it harder for you to recognize what is important. You must learn to step away from what does not serve you. This does not mean you have to disconnect from everything, but it does mean you must become selective. What you give your time and energy to will shape how you think, how you feel, and how you respond. If you surround yourself with clarity, you will remain clear. But if you surround yourself with confusion, you will begin to feel it. There is also a deeper level of discipline that you are being called into. Not discipline that feels forced or heavy, but discipline that comes from understanding your own value. When you know your worth, you do not waste your time on what pulls you down. You choose what strengthens you, what guides you, and what aligns with your path. Type 1616 to stay strong. You may also begin to notice that your patience is growing. Where you once felt the need to act quickly, you now feel comfortable waiting for clarity. This is not weakness, this is strength. Patience allows you to see what others miss, and it keeps you from making decisions that lead to regret. There is something important about the way you move now. You are no longer reacting to every situation. You are responding with intention. This shift may seem small, but it changes everything. When you respond instead of react, you take control of your path instead of being controlled by circumstances. You are also being guided to trust yourself more deeply, not in a way that makes you independent from me, but in a way that strengthens your connection with me. The more you trust what you feel inside, the more clearly you will hear my guidance. This is how we move together, not separately. There will still be moments where you feel uncertain, and that is natural. But uncertainty does not mean you are lost. It simply means you are still growing. In those moments, return to what you have learned. Pause, listen, and allow clarity to come before you act. You are not expected to be perfect. You are expected to be aware. Awareness is what protects you, and it is what keeps you aligned with your path. The more aware you are, the less likely you are to walk into situations that harm you. There is also a sense of peace that will begin to settle into your life. It is not the kind of peace that comes from everything being perfect, but the kind that comes from knowing you are guided. Even when things are uncertain, you will feel a steady calm inside you. This peace is something you must protect as well. Do not allow unnecessary stress, pressure, or influence to take it away from you. When you feel your peace being disturbed, that is a signal to step back and reevaluate what is happening. As you continue forward, you will begin to see how everything is connected. The warning you received, the awareness you developed, and the decisions you made are all part of a larger plan for your life. Nothing you experienced was wasted, and everything is leading you towards something better. Do you know why? Everyone's whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual. A brainwave ritual leaked from the CIA is changing lives across the globe. Proven by neuroscience, this 7-second method helps regular people attract money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. There is something very important I need you to guard as you continue on this path, and that is your focus. Focus is what keeps your awareness active, and without it, even the strongest clarity can begin to fade. When your focus is scattered, your ability to recognize what is right becomes weaker. That is why you must be intentional about where your attention goes from now on. Type 1717 if you stay focused. You will begin to notice that there are things trying to pull your attention away again. These distractions may seem small, but they are persistent. They will try to occupy your mind, take your energy, and keep you from staying present. If you allow them to take over, you may begin to lose the sharpness you have gained. This is where your discipline becomes important. Not a discipline that feels forced, but one that comes from understanding what is at stake. You are not just protecting your time, you are protecting your awareness. When you choose to stay focused, you are choosing to remain aligned with what is guiding you. There is also something about your inner voice that is becoming stronger. You may notice that it speaks more clearly now, guiding you in ways that feel direct and certain. This is not something to question, it is something to trust. The more you listen to it, the more confident you will become in your decisions. Type 1818 to trust your path. You are also being called to let go of hesitation. There were times in your past where you doubted yourself, where you second-guessed your instincts, and where you allowed uncertainty to hold you back. But you are not in that place anymore. You have been shown that your awareness can guide you correctly. Hesitation can sometimes come from fear, but fear is not what is leading you now. You are being led by clarity, and clarity does not need to rush or doubt. It moves steadily, confidently, and with purpose. When you feel hesitation, pause and ask yourself if it is coming from fear or from awareness. There is also a deeper level of peace that will continue to grow within you. This peace is not dependent on your surroundings. It comes from your connection and your understanding. Even when things around you are uncertain, you will feel steady inside. That is how you know you are aligned. You may also begin to see changes in how others respond to you. Some people will be drawn to your clarity, while others may feel uncomfortable with it. This is natural, because not everyone is on the same path as you. Do not try to change yourself to fit others, because doing so will pull you away from your alignment. You are being guided to stand firm in who you are becoming. This does not mean being rigid or closed off, but it does mean being confident in your direction. When you know where you are going, you are less likely to be influenced by what others think or expect. There is also something important about consistency. Awareness is not something you practice once and forget, it is something you carry with you every day. The more consistent you are, the stronger it becomes. Over time, it will become natural, something you do without even thinking. You are not expected to be perfect, but you are expected to remain aware. Even when you make mistakes, awareness will help you correct them quickly. This is how you continue to grow, not by avoiding every mistake, but by learning and adjusting as you move forward. As you continue on this path, you will begin to see opportunities that align with who you are becoming. These opportunities will feel right, not just on the surface, but deep within you. They will not bring confusion or pressure, but clarity and peace. Stay with me, because there is still more I want to reveal to you. What comes next will help you understand how to carry this awareness into every part of your life and how to continue moving forward with confidence and strength. The awareness you have gained is not fading, it is settling deeper inside you. This is where your strength begins to feel natural, not forced, not something you have to remind yourself of constantly. There is something I want you to understand clearly at this stage, and it is about consistency. You have experienced clarity, you have responded with wisdom, and you have avoided what was meant to harm you. But now comes the part where you must continue walking in that same awareness every day, not just in big moments, but in the small, quiet decisions that shape your life. Type 1919 if you stay consistent. Consistency is what turns awareness into a way of life. Without it, even the strongest moments of clarity can fade over time. You are not meant to return to how you used to live, reacting without thinking or trusting without discernment. You are being shaped into someone who moves with intention in every step. You will notice that there are still moments where things feel uncertain. That is normal, because growth does not remove every question. But uncertainty is no longer something that controls you. You have learned how to pause, how to listen, and how to wait for clarity before moving forward. There is also something important about your environment as you continue this journey. You must continue to choose spaces, people, and habits that support your clarity. If you return to environments that create confusion, you may begin to feel that old sense of uncertainty again. This is why your choices matter more than ever now. Type 2020 to protect your peace. You are not being asked to isolate yourself, but you are being asked to be intentional. Not everything deserves access to your energy. Not every conversation deserves your attention. When you begin to understand this, you start to protect what you have gained. What if a quick 7-second brain ritual could truly wipe out your debt and fill your life with unstoppable abundance? A shocking CIA leak has just revealed a 7-second ritual now helping ordinary people clear debt and attract unlimited wealth. Verified by 4 top neuroscience labs, this easy at-home method is turning financial problems into dream lifestyles. New homes, cars, vacations, it's all happening for real people. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There is also a deeper level of trust forming within you. You are beginning to trust your ability to recognize what is right. This trust is not based on pride, but on experience. You have seen what happens when you listen, and you have seen what happens when you ignore those signals. This trust will guide you in ways that go beyond logic. There will be moments where you cannot explain why something feels right or wrong, but you will know that knowing is something you must not ignore. It is one of the strongest forms of guidance you have. You are also stepping into a place where fear no longer has the same influence over you. Fear may still appear, but it will not control your decisions. You have learned that awareness is stronger than fear. When you are aware, you are not easily shaken. There is also something important about how you see yourself now. You are not the same person who needed constant reassurance or validation. You are becoming someone who is grounded, someone who knows their direction, and someone who is not easily influenced by outside pressure. This does not mean you will never face challenges again. It means you will face them differently. You will approach them with clarity instead of confusion, with patience instead of urgency, and with awareness instead of reaction. You are also being prepared for greater responsibility in your life. The awareness you have developed is not just for avoiding danger. It is for guiding you into something bigger. You are being shaped into someone who can handle more, who can lead, and who can make decisions that impact not just yourself, but others as well. As you move forward, you will begin to see how everything you have experienced connects. The warning, the awareness, the decision, and the growth are all part of a larger path. Nothing was random, and nothing was wasted. What is unfolding in your life now is not just a continuation of what you have already learned, it is a deepening of it. You are moving from awareness into understanding, and from understanding into wisdom.